Hello and welcome to this Year 8 tutorial video on exploring scales and modes. Let's go straight to the piano. So here is an example of a straightforward C major scale. And this is the reason why Eastenders was chosen as a tune to help you to learn about scales, because you can see the first 6 notes of Eastenders are present. There are the first 6 notes. There's a small jump, and then we have another 4 notes in a descending sequence. So this is why we chose Eastenders to teach you about scales, because Eastenders is based on a simple, straightforward scale. Here it is, the scale of C major. Notice when I play it, I play 1, 2, 3, my thumb goes under, and I carry on until I run out of fingers. So there's a straightforward major scale. You can play a major scale on any note, so let's try it on a D. Notice to make it sound right, I have to add some additional sharps. F sharp, C sharp. And my finger pattern is still 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it works on any note. So we'll try one more, let's try it on E. Notice I've had to add some black notes, some sharps in this case, to make E major sound correct. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, C sharp, D sharp. So there's a simple guide to major scales. We also have minor scales. So if we play back to C, there's a harmonic minor scale. So we need to add some flats in this case. E flat, A flat, harmonic minor scales are easy because they don't change on the way up or the way down. Notice we have this slightly world music feel at the very end of the scale. Melodic minor scales are slightly different. They go up and down differently. So using C as an example again, we raise the 6th and the 7th note of the scale on the way up, flatten them on the way down. And again, it's possible to play a harmonic and a melodic minor scale on any note. There are also chromatic scales, which is every white note and black note available. Notice my finger pattern of 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Sometimes this gets called the Mickey Mouse scale because it's used in cartoons a lot, and it can be played really fast as long as you have the right finger. There's also a type of scale known as a mode, and this leads us into Axel F, because this is why Axel F was chosen. So here's the Aeolian mode. So we start on A and we play all the white notes between A and A. I played A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and then back in the reverse order. So that's the Aeolian mode. The way we do Axel F later on in the year is in the Aeolian mode. You can play a mode on every single white note. The other most common one is the Dorian mode. So D to D, every single white note. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and back down again. And it works again on every single note. There is also something called a whole tone scale, where all the notes, as the name suggests, are a tone apart. If you hold down the sustain pedal on a piano, it gives you a very dreamy kind of quality. Slightly impressionistic. Maybe water or clouds. There's a pentatonic scale, 5 notes. Penta meaning 5. If we look at the Investigating Major Scales part of your Scales and Modes booklet, there are a number of scales to try and find the right notes for. So C is straightforward, it's done for you, no additional sharps or flats needed. The next one up is E major. If we play it as it's written in your booklet, it sounds like this. You might have heard a scale played like this, but we are looking for a major scale rather than a minor scale, so there needs to be some additional sharps added. So here's E with the sharps correct. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. G major, as written in your booklet, currently sounds like this. One of those notes is not right. Sounds a bit funny. So if we correct it, add an F sharp. So what was F becomes F sharp. And the scale sounds correct. Next is B major. In your booklet it's written like this. Quite a number of notes wrong here, so if we correct it, can you spot the difference? Quite a lot more black notes, quite more sharps needed in this one. So B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Then the last scale involves flats, and that's E flat. So again, we're looking for E flat major scale, but in your booklet it's written like this. We need to add some more things to this, so we need to add a flat somewhere. So here's the flat we need, it's B flat, B flat. So here's the correct version of the scale. So that will help you doing your Investigating Major Scales page if you're having to work from home today or you are indeed in a bass room. Scales and modes are mostly associated with Western classical music, but if you were to speak to an Indian classical musician, they would give you a slightly different take on how scales work for them. They play things called ragas, or sometimes rags, and these are connected to the times of day, or states of being, or sometimes to do with worship and devotion. So here is a rag played on C. See if you can spot the difference between this one and the traditional Western C major scale. Here's the rag based on C. The difference between this and a C major scale in Western classical music is obviously this note. It's B natural in Western classical music. Indian musicians, they play B flat. Another version, which is the rag Desh, uses this, still based on the note C, but sounds like this. Notice there are some notes missing as compared to C major scale in Western music. There is also a rag Desh that's descending. It sounds like this. And here is it in a context of a piece of music. Do that again. Notice we have a B flat and later on a B natural, an ordinary B. So. The rag Desh itself is a late night raga, and its mood or colour is about devotion, romance and longing. Often it's played with a drone in the other hand, or in the bass part of the music. So here's my drone of just C and G. So out of a simple C major scale, we can explore scales and modes in Western classical music, we can divert into Indian classical music and look at all the other types of scale, including major, minor, pentatonic and whole tone scales. Thank you for watching this Year 8 tutorial video on scales and modes.